Hello. Hello. Yes, hello.
Oh, I thought you were just talking to me.
Yes. Hello to you specifically.
That's all I need.
Yeah. What's going on, man? How you doing?
You know what? Pretty good. I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm all right.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you just started a new job.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
No. Have you been working for Pete a long time, or
no? Well, a different Pete.
But yeah, we both worked for him.
Yeah. It wasn't a bad time.
It was fun while it lasted.
Yeah. So, what are we talking about today?
The entertainment industry.
Oh, just in general.
we got things on the docket.
Like how to spell it, because I'm pretty sure we could do that for an hour.
There's a few things I want to head on today. I want to talk about Chinese money, all up in the entertainment industry. They just got their fingers in all the pies.
Just the fingers?
I think they slipped something else in there too.
Please be culturally sensitive. Just fingers? I don't know if it's just fingers. I think there's other extremities.
Wings. Yeah, no, they got all their stuff up in there. I want to touch on the Bobby Kotick thing. Do you know who Bobby Kotick is?
I believe it goes by Robert, but yeah.
Yeah, Robert Kotick. You're right. I'm not on a first name basis with Bobby. I wish I was.
Yeah.
Because he just made $155 million.
Yeah,
so I'm like, hey, Bobby, how's it going? It's
probably just him and Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, they're hanging out.
Yeah.
Talking about their Chinese money.
Yeah, right.
And then if we got time, I might talk about the Blue Box conspiracy. Have you heard about that?
In the sense that it's a blue and a box conspircy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Something about Hideo Kojima, right?
Yeah. But first, I don't know. What have you been watching? What have you been playing? Anything?
I don't normally love Netflix. I think Netflix is real hit or miss. But something that I watched a few weeks ago that I think a lot of people are picking up on that's pretty good is the Bo Burnham special, Inside.
Oh, yeah, that looks really good.
When I first watched it, and I watched it about 4 a.m, whatever, it was okay. I thought it was okay. It's about an hour and a half long. It's Bo Burnham it's not a traditional comedy stand-up special, but it's Bo Burnham doing random skits. He says right in the beginning that it's not real jointed together. And I guess what I really have been thinking about is the entire thing for about the past 2.5 weeks. And I've been thinking about it more and more. And there's songs. He does songs. If you're not familiar with Bo Burnham, he's a pretty musically inclined comedian.
Yeah, if you haven't heard Bo Burnham, go on YouTube. A bunch of his songs are there. Oboe is probably one of my favorites.
Bo for Show.
Watch
that in high school.
His country song, it's terrific.
So I've watched a lot of comedy specials,
one or two.
Just one or two.
Yeah.
And this is the first one that I found myself actually thinking about, which I think and not thinking about in the sense of thinking about it like, oh, this is funny. No, I was thinking about it the next night while I was, laying in bed. I was thinking about it on my drive to work. In just, some of the songs are earwormy.
Sure.
It's got a good self-aware blend of this past year of the pandemic and then his own battle with mental health and stuff like that. And it's not in a way that's so pretentious that it's over the top, and he even makes fun of that.
Yeah.
And it's just refreshing.
I mean, I think even I haven't seen the new one, but even his older specials usually touch on that sort of thing. Like that's been part of his shtick for a while.
Well, and to make everyone feel old, Bo Burnham is turning 30. Yeah. Or rather has turned 30, was born in 1990 and has a whole song about that. That really struck close to home because this will be the year that I turn 30. And wow.
Dude, it's coming up for me. I'm a year behind you. So
yeah, I mean, I've got a house. I've got a wife, I've got kids, but it's the big 3-0 that's really daunting over me.
That's the one that's like, boy, maybe I'm an adult. Weird.
Yeah, no. All of a sudden, like nothing changes. I still have to pay my car insurance, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, that's
but yeah, I'm 30 and now I'm old.
Yeah, I think that's the line, right?
Well, it's the new over the hill. It's got to be. You know how it used to be 40, and then we got the boomers that were saying, "Look, oh no, it's 50 now." Yeah. No, they kept pushing the line back. I'm pulling it back.
Yeah, now it's 30.
Yeah.
Well, my dad still hasn't gone over the hill according to him.
Yeah, and he was born in like 56.
54. Yeah.
Okay. Even worse.
Yeah, he was 38 when I was born.
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, I'm not old."
No, he's
crazy.
He collects Social Security.
He does.
To which we will never see. But that's a topic for another time.
No, never.
So, but this Bo Burnham special, it's just good. If you haven't watched it, watch it.
Yeah.
And then think about it, or don't.
No, you know what? I refuse to do the second part. I'm going to watch it, but I'm not going to think about it at all.
That's fine. It's a binary choice. You don't have anything in between. You either do or you don't.
Nope. I'm going to put it on. I'm not even going to think about it while it's on. I'm just going to have it like sort of glaze over.
That's the best part of this whole special is he has a commentary on that while you're watching it, asking what you're doing while you're watching it. Because everyone's either got their pants off or on. That's another binary choice.
Yeah.
We don't know what you're doing while you're watching this special.
Oh, do you watch Netflix with your pants on?
I don't watch any sort of TV with any sort of clothes on.
Yeah.
I'm full naked.
I feel bad for your daughter sometimes.
But, right. Well, you know what? She's not quite 2 yet. And I've seen, what is the movie where babies become sentient at 2 years old?
Baby Geniuses?
Yes, that is it.
Or Boss Baby?
Yep. That's when they forget everything when they turn 2.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I'm banking on.
Yeah.
I believe that was fact. It was based on a scientific study.
Right. I read that somewhere.
So
on the internet.
Anything I do now, I get like 2 free grace years.
Yeah.
With my daughter.
There you go. Yeah. I mean, that time is running out soon, right?
Yeah. I've been watching 300 every day. Just really
in between the Curious George marathons.
And then, just any Zack Snyder film, because we won't watch those after. I don't want her to remember those.
No.
Ooh, shots fired.
The Justice League, the long cut was fine. Did you watch the 4-hour Justice League cut, the Zack Snyder cut?
I have so many issues with the Zack Snyder Justice League cut.
I didn't love it, but it was, I don't know. It was fine.
I think it shits on Joss Whedon so hard. I don't think the original Justice League was as contrived as people think it was.
But I think most of the Zack Snyder stuff was shot before Joss Whedon shot his stuff. So I don't wasn't this isn't Rise of Skywalker Last Jedi situation.
Oh, no.
Where they were like actively like flicking off Rian Johnson like fuck you.
Well, Rian Johnson can, suck an egg for all I care.
His non-Star Wars stuff is fine. Did you like
Looper?
I liked Looper. You don't like Looper?
I feel like a 7th grader wrote Looper and was like, "That's a great idea."
Yeah. No, I'm not saying it was like a genius work. Okay. It was fine. It
was entertaining.
Yeah.
I mean, Bruce Willis is interesting to see now that he's like old.
Yeah. And
over 30.
He directed a couple episodes of Breaking Bad that were really good.
Yeah. I feel like that's...
I think he's a better director than he is a writer.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, not to segue too far away from where we're going, but when you get, Vince Gilligan writing your material, it's easy to look like a good director. But when you've got to write a story for Star Wars, why you're not just going on Reddit and reading the subreddits of what fan theories are and then being like, "Oh, my job's done for me. Here it is."
Yeah. That one's good. Yeah. It's like that and that and that. Just,
you've got people that are over 30 that are still living in, mom's basement that only sleep 2 hours a day, that all they do is breathe Star Wars or Star Trek or whatever. And that's fine, to each their own, I guess. A little judgment. But I mean, if you like it, you like it. And that's cool. I like people that are interested in things. But why as a director or a writer, you're trying to write this, I'm going to subvert your expectations story. Just stop. Just go to Reddit. Give the people what they want.
Yeah. You know, that's true. Like I don't know that Star Wars is the venue for your like, oh, I'm gonna blow
make another
minds.
Looper. Yeah. Make Looper 2.0.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
You know what? I'm not gonna say that Star Wars isn't the place for it. The middle of a trilogy isn't the place for it.
I don't think blockbuster Hollywood movies is a place for it.
Oh, well, it used to be a place for like ideas.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not anymore.
Yeah, no.
But there used to be ideas. You ever watch movies from like the 70s?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now everything's just remade. We still have those ideas. They're just not new.
You're right. Yeah. Did you see the PG-13 RoboCop?
No.
It's just as good as the R-rated 80s one for reals.
Oh God. They went the other way?
Yeah, they made a PG-13 RoboCop remake.
No, when was that?
2015, I think, 2016. They did. It was like the same year they also did Total Recall.
No,
and they also did a PG-13 version of that.
Wesley Snipes, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, that's Demolition Man.
Yes, it is.
And Stallone.
I'm turning 30.
Total Recall was Schwarzenegger in space, and that's the one where his face explodes on Mars.
Oh
yeah, and
they all blurred together.
RoboCop and Total Recall were both Paul Verhoeven was the director, and he was awesome. He just made people explode. It was incredible. I miss Paul Verhoeven.
Yeah, why is he dead?
No, he's back in the Netherlands making Dutch movies.
Oh, so he's probably just making Dutch people explode.
Yeah, actually, he did a movie called Black Book. Incredible.
Okay.
As long as you don't mind subtitles. Yeah.
I don't mind. I like to read.
It takes place like during like the Nazi occupied Holland in like in the 40s, and it's terrific.
Okay. Interesting. I
guess. I don't know.
I feel like history.
History.
Gross.
But anyway, I forgot what I was going to say.
I don't know. You wanted to talk about something with Chinese money.
Let's talk about China. Let's get right into it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you know this, but turns out
probably not.
China is all up in Hollywood and the video game industry and just all of our entertainment. And they have like controlling interests in all these big companies. They own Riot Games is owned by a Chinese company. They're the people who make League of Legends. Activision is beholden to China. These are all
beholden.
Yeah, right. Do you like that?
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
that was I like.
That's a 2 emails in word.
Wow. You're not sponsored by them, though.
No, I'm not. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet, Genesee.
Genesee River water.
It's delicious,
but I love it.
Yes,
I didn't know that they were all these companies were beholden.
Yes, beholden to China. Well, and I use that word because they're all those ones specifically that I mentioned are owned by this company called Tencent.
As opposed to a dime?
Yes. The Tencent. And there's the Tencent building there.
Why is one side higher?
I don't know. It looks like a failed Tetris game.
Yeah.
Like there's like gaps in the middle. I don't like that building.
Just because it's different doesn't make it better.
Right.
But anyhow, so this company, what, they've just got money?
Yeah, so they own 100% of Riot Games.
Just for fun?
Well, I think there's some nefarious stuff going on.
Like what though? I mean, like,
so Chinese companies are not free like American companies.
Right. Well,
they're all under the influence of the Chinese government.
Right. It's basically one and the same.
Yes, they say Tencent owns these companies, but they have to go through the Chinese censorship boards and all these things,
right?
In order to put anything out to the public. So that means all of these American companies, Activision, Riot Games, I have a list. They all now have to go through the Chinese government to put anything out. Epic Games, they own 40% of Epic Games. Ubisoft, they own 5%. All sorts of platinum games.
So what does that mean though? I mean, I know money talks. Right?
Yes.
So if they own, what do they own 100% of again?
Riot Games, the company that make League of Legends.
Okay, so they own it. But okay, who cares? Well, I mean, other than the fact that you say that the government, which I'd be inclined to believe, has their fingers in it. So you say nefarious things are happening.
Yes.
What are children being programmed by League of Legends? Is that what you're getting at?
Well, so no, I'm not saying it's that overt. I'm not saying it's that direct.
You got $10 words today.
I do. I'm still blaming this.
Yeah.
But so for example, I'll bring it's called the Blitzchung controversy.
Okay. Blitz me with that chung.
Because that was the name of a sports gamer. He won a I think it was an Overwatch tournament.
Good for him.
For Activision Blizzard.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
And as he won the as he won the tournament, he said, free Hong Kong. That's what he said.
Oh, okay. So now we've gone full political.
Yes.
Blowing it out of the water. Video games used to be a safe haven, a nice sanctuary away from the political landscape.
Nope.
No longer.
Activision
Hong Kong.
Took back their prize money. They banned him from all future tournaments.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, this tournament was in America. It's not in China.
Oh.
See?
I'm starting to see.
This is the kind of thing where this is part of why I don't want Chinese money in all of our business.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't want Chinese money anywhere. I'm just saying, like, people always say things like this, and I don't really get, like, okay, yeah, like.
So I agree with you to an extent, because on the one hand, I believe in free market capitalism. I think a company should be allowed to take give money to whatever they want. And so if they want to take Chinese money, if they want, Chinese Tencent comes in and says, hey, we want to buy a controlling share in your company for $100 million. On the one hand, I'm like, if Tencent came to me and said, hey, I want to buy
well, they want to buy they want to buy you for $100 million.
Then I'd be like, all right, $100 million. Like,
you could start dividing up body part by body part.
Yeah, right.
What you're worth.
Like, what exactly do you want? Let's talk. So on the one hand, I understand that.
Yeah, money talks, right?
Money talks. But on the other hand, when you start seeing, things like that, the Blitzchung incident, where people who, he didn't work for Activision. He just was playing an Activision game in a tournament. And he said, free Hong Kong, and they banned him from all future things.
When was this? This was an Overwatch tournament, you said?
Yes, this was 2019, October 2019.
Oh, pre-pandemic, okay.
Yep.
Post 9/11, pre-pandemic.
Yep, that was about a year ago, year and a half. And it's not just that, because they just censor things and change our movies.
Well, sure, yeah. You talk about the Force Awakens promo poster?
That's an example, yes, where they
John Boyega.
That turns out China is racist.
Well, yeah. How many black people do they have on the Chinese national team?
People talk about racism in America, but China is legit racist.
Yeah, but they are just outright for it, though. You ever talk to an old, is Oriental still I
don't Asian?
Yeah, but it's not just Asian, because Asia's a big place.
Yeah, right. Okay, I don't know, Chinese.
Okay, well, we'll say Chinese. You ever talk
we're talking about China. Yeah.
Old Chinese person? They don't like anyone.
That's true.
They even their close neighbors.
Yeah.
The Koreans, the Japanese. No.
Oh, well, there's.
But they're just so forward about it.
Yes. Yeah.
They don't veil it at all.
No subtlety for sure.
No.
But that has resulted in movies being censored not just for China, because you'll hear about like movies in China getting different cuts or they'll get different posters. There was a couple of years ago the Sony email hack. Do you remember that? When all the Sony's executives, their emails got leaked.
Oh yeah.
And there was one like Sony email about how they censored pixels all around the world. They changed the movie for the worldwide release so that people wouldn't call them out for changing it for the Chinese release.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
that was verified? That was
that's from like a Sony executive email. I could probably
the movie sucked.
Oh,
as it was.
the movie sucks either way.
Did people know Adam Sandler was washed up when that movie came out?
I hope so.
If not, just his repertoire on Netflix at this point has put him in the grave.
What, you don't like Ridiculous 6? That doesn't do anything for you?
Didn't even know he was in that. Was he? Is he?
It came out like the same time as Hateful Eight.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure I've watched that movie. I don't.
Yeah. Oh, all his washed up friends, Rob Schneider, and you got the whole washed up crew.
Uncut Gems, which apparently won awards.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I heard it was
Kevin Garnett was in it. The basketball player. Yeah.
Okay.
And he's not an actor. It's not Space Jam, folks.
Yeah. No. Athletes in movie. That's a whole different conversation. We can have that talk.
We'll talk about LeBron later.
Ooh. That Space Jam sequel looks.
Speaking of Chinese money.
Oh, it's ever in like my favorite thing trend that I've noticed is like they'll have actors say like a single Chinese line somewhere in the movie. Like I first noticed it during Skyscraper, the Dwayne Johnson Die Hard ripoff.
Yeah,
that takes place in China.
That's good. They probably used a 10-cent building. That's probably why it looks like that. They haven't fully rebuilt it.
Yeah. It did look like a similar thing. But in that movie, they had like Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He just like stops in the middle of something and he holds up like his phone and he just says something in Chinese. It's very bizarre. It's very like,
it's not like product placement. It's nationality placement.
Yeah. It's just so they could like I'm sure they probably put that in the Chinese commercials. They're like, oh, Dwayne The Rock Johnson spoke Chinese in this movie.
Wait, what's the actor?
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah, that's his full name, right?
Yes. That's the only way to say it.
And his brother, Kid
Johnson?
Kid Rock.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I lost you, but you got me back.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
This weird product placement. And I think that's the ramifications of this Chinese money thing. You start to see this like everywhere. And anytime anything feels shoehorned in, it's because of money, for one. Mm-hmm. But then I guess that's probably, I'm answering my own question, maybe. That's what happens now. If we give these companies control and they can buy whatever, and now they own these companies, so now they can just cater to, I guess, their market. But do you really think these companies care about the Chinese people? There's a lot of them, but
the people, no, they
just money.
Yeah,
it's just money.
Yeah. I mean, they care about because the Chinese box office is apparently huge.
Yeah. Well, they talk about that's how a lot of movies make their money back, through the Chinese market.
Oh yeah, some movies only through the Chinese market.
Right.
Like you'll see these like big name celebrities from like they're not really big anymore, but they were like Nicolas Cage. And Bruce Willis actually does a lot of them too. These like made for Chinese movies, you'll see them in Redbox. Like just go to a Redbox and look at the movies, and you'll start seeing these Nicolas Cage and like Bruce Willis movies that are just garbage. They're garbage.
I believe it.
They're like these sci-fi movies, but the budget's like $100,000, which is nothing for a movie. But the whole budget is the star's salary.
Sure.
And then
the washed up stars.
Yes.
Salary. Like, yes. I think that's how you know, like, why has Adam Sandler, maybe Adam Sandler has been in one of these Chinese movies.
Oh,
he's gotta be.
He didn't, do you know how much he was paid for that Netflix deal?
Yeah, enough to take his family on a couple of vacations and all of his washed up friends with him.
Yeah, millions of dollars. I think it was like $60 million or something just for his salary. That's not like the budget of the movies. That's like his salary to do like 5 movies. And it's just like, okay. Why Netflix? Why, like, I don't know. Then again, I know people who like those movies.
Like the Wrong Missy?
Yeah.
Is that one of them?
Oh, yeah. Well, I
will say me to watch that movie.
The people I know who like those movies are people whose opinion on movies I do not take.
Just the worst.
Yes.
I mean, I guess I struggle to say, like, if you like those movies, you're dumb.
I don't. If you like those movies, you're dumb.
You're dumb. And that's not to say you can enjoy anything. I don't care. A lot of times, if I'm sitting naked as I'm watching movies like I do, whatever, something will come on. It'll auto play the next thing.
Well, sure. We all need folding laundry movies.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't care about the plot of these Adam Sandler movies.
Right.
But if it's basically what I'm saying is if it's not Big Daddy, I'm not watching an Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah. I do miss those Adam Sandler movies when he would not do like the voice. The voice. Oh yeah. Oh. That voice that he does.
Yeah.
And I feel like Big Daddy, Happy Gilmore, like there were movies where he didn't do the voice.
Yeah.
And they were good.
What's Burt Reynolds up to these days?
He's dead.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay, I figured as much.
He died a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
I hadn't seen him in a while, and for whatever reason, you were talking about washed up actors, and
he's dead.
Super dead, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, it's tough.
Right. I hate it when that happens.
Turns out he was probably like 90, but
he wasn't that old. He was like 70 or something. It was like, oh,
we lose the good ones too early.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
He never got bought out by Chinese money.
No, he died first. Maybe that's why. Maybe they're like Burt Reynolds, and he was like, no.
Well, that brings me to my point that I was maybe going to make was when did this start happening? Because China, I mean, I understand the global threshold, I guess, with getting into stuff like this. And China has fairly recently become a pretty dominant superpower economically.
Yeah.
However, when did they start getting into video games and stuff like this?
It feels like the last 10 years. Like when I look at, when I was looking it up today, it seems like really the past decade is when they really started.
Is there a connection between when they got into it and when gaming started to become very internet based? Is that a thing?
I'm sure, because if you look at the companies that they've bought, like League of Legends is pretty much all online.
Yeah. Is it free to play? I don't know.
I think so, isn't it?
I don't know a lot about League of Legends. I don't play it. I played it, oh gosh, a long time ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think it's free. I think it's just it's a microtransaction game, which almost could be the hallmark of these Chinese companies' games. They seem very heavy on microtransactions. They're basically the EA.
Yeah. I'm surprised. I'm surprised they don't have a controlling interest in EA. Maybe they just can't afford it. I don't know.
I think they can afford it.
You could be right.
I think there's some things that just aren't for sale. Yeah.
I mean, hey, and maybe EA is just sticking to their guns, Maybe they're just like, no, we don't want to answer to you.
I hope so. We need a bastion of hope in this.
Wouldn't that be nice to hear? Like that if EA was like, no, I know we make some garbage games, but we're not as garbage as you, China.
You've been buying the same $60 Madden game for 15 years, but we've got your back.
Yeah, America.
Yeah. All of the right-wing Republicans would be like, whoa, we're going to go.
Yeah.
NHL 22. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know I think EA makes NHL still.
I think so. Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. Canada. Yeah.
How depressing was it that a few years ago the Toronto Raptors won the NBA championship?
So depressing.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Sports.
Yep. No, I remember
I'm
that.
just saying, it's called the National Basketball Association.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I don't
kind of like
that, but I'm going to stand with you on
I think
that.
it was 2018. We have a national anthem. We don't include Canada in our national anthem. They have their own.
Right.
So,
and actually, their national anthem, isn't that like someone else's tune?
It starts with "O Canada."
They have it's someone else's national anthem, and they just stuck their own lyrics on top.
Billy Joel.
Oh, yeah. Sing us a song with the Canada Man.
Yeah. oh, Canada Man.
Yes.
I don't know.
I don't.
If China's probably got to Billy Joel too, so we probably can't talk about Billy Joel.
Well, there are actors who are struggling to find work
because of the China.
Yeah, because they've spoken out publicly against China, and so studios won't cast them. Like Richard Gere.
It's Trump Jr.
Richard Gere, I know, has spoken out against the China. And there's just so many examples of like things that have changed in movies because of the Chinese censorship, like weird things. Like did you see Doctor Strange?
Yeah, the Marvel movie.
The Marvel movie, yeah. The character played by Tilda Swinton. She's like the one who teaches him everything.
I'm gonna say yes, even though I'm about 60% sure.
She's the bald one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And the reason she was cast in that movie was because the character in the comic books was Tibetan, and there's all sorts of conflict between Tibet and China. Yeah, that's we could go into that some other time.
How many Americans do you think could geographically locate Tibet? 4.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you know.
Yeah.
But they changed it, and like in the movie, like that character has like a Celtic background.
Who cares?
What? It's just.
I mean, no. Don't get that twisted.
Yeah.
I'm saying who cares to why would you change it at all?
Yes.
I mean, let's talk about Hamilton.
Okay.
Or not. Let me just pick on Hamilton and then come back to this.
Okay. Pick on Hamilton.
Hamilton, none of that was accurate, but people love that.
Yeah, because this is America.
So basically, but you're saying they changed it from what to what?
From Tibetan to Celtic, I think.
That seems like it. Oh man, because Celtic is white.
Yes, but there is in their propaganda, they're so anti-Tibetan.
Yeah.
And they have a propaganda office. Sure. It's called the office, like the Chinese propaganda office.
Well, it is. The Communist Party of China.
Yes, it is. That is like direct. They're like, nope, this is what we're about.
Yeah,
and
they're good friends, the North Koreans.
Yeah, they're
like the next level up from China.
Yeah, they're just a little more direct. They're direct to the rest of the world.
They're the Chinese old lady racists of the Chinese.
Yeah. They're the ones.
Of communism.
They're the ones sitting on their porch, just straight up saying to everyone else, like, Tibetans, I don't like them.
China is a Chinese person in their 40s. In North Korea is Chinese people in their 70s to early 80s.
Yeah, when the filter's gone.
Yeah.
Yep. And so I don't know. The more I see of that, the more like on the one hand, like I get why they do it. If someone was paying me hundreds of millions of dollars to change my character from Tibetan to Celtic, yeah, cool, done. But it's a slippery slope.
I don't like the amount of influence that they have. I'll say it. Yeah, I don't think it makes for good entertainment.
No.
Because it's colored.
Yeah,
in one way.
You don't want to run everything through a censorship bureau. Right. And apparently, like, they'll go through like multiple steps of the thing, and then like the last guy can veto it, and so then it's all, it's just
who's the last guy?
I think it's a seniority thing. I was reading up on it. I think like just like the oldest guy is like, No, I don't like it.
That is a very Chinese culture thing to do. You do respect your elders.
Yeah, and so they have just some like older guy at the top of the censorship bureau. Is like, well, no, that's not good.
So do you think that they're just waiting for the North Korean neighbor to just die, get too old, and just die? They respect them until they die.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then they're shitting on their grave.
I mean, China is up to all sorts of things. I mean,
that's what I'm asking. It brings me back to my main point. For what reason are they doing this? Do they really care about League of Legends?
No, but I think having that audience though, they have like that League of Legends. They are hundreds of thousands of players, millions of players, and that they just have a direct line to. I don't know that they're going to use. I'm not saying that they're going to like just be like, bah, but
starting to sound pretty
troubling,
pretty liberal there. We got to limit their exposure. But I agree because communism sucks.
Yeah, I don't.
And they're not veiled about it.
No, there's so many like they have like concentration camps and all sorts of nasty things in China. The John Jang and all it's
bless you.
I don't want them in my entertainment. That's basically my point with all that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I want John Boyega on my Star Wars poster.
Yeah. I liked him in Force Awakens.
He was fine.
I thought he was good. I don't care for him in the next two movies.
Though. Yeah. The movie, I mean, it's tough to be a good actor when your writing is so terrible.
Yeah.
No comment on, or no criticism to John Boyega. I think he was fine.
Yeah, I thought he did good.
But the movies were just awful. But anyhow.
I rewatched the first one. It was okay.
Very okay.
It's very okay.
But there's a lot of the whole opening scene, though.
I think there was a lot of potential in that movie that just got squandered.
From the get-go.
Yeah.
Yeah. The comedy falls so flat. Talking about The Force Awakens.
Yeah. But the chemistry was there. And
was it?
Yes, I think so. I think the cast had chemistry. I do. I think that. And then in the next movie, they just split them all up. Yeah. Everyone was off. And said instead of being paired with Rey anymore, John Boyega was paired with Rose, who was the worst. And then like Rey doesn't meet Poe until like the third movie, and then they're supposed to be like on a team. It's
sidebar. Yeah. I'm reading something about China from Stephen Colbert, of all people. That was written in 2016. The quote goes, "The Chinese government only allows a small number of foreign movies into China each year. And after America, China is the #2 biggest movie-going country in the world. So it's only natural for American movie makers to try to please the cultural gatekeepers in the Chinese government. They've been doing it for years. In the disaster movie 2012, humanity is saved because the Chinese government had the foresight to build life-saving arcs. In Gravity, Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, sorry, I got derailed by Sandra Bullock.
Just the name Bullock that got you?
No, you got to watch Bo Burnham's Inside. That's a callback.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were just like Bullocks.
Yeah, well, yeah, that too, because it's kind of like a balls thing.
Yeah.
Survives by getting herself to the Chinese space station. That movie did very well in China. She went back and reshot The Blind Side with an underprivileged table tennis.
Wait, hold on.
With an underprivileged table tennis player.
Wait, hold on.
Which I can only assume was Chinese.
Are you saying there's a different cut of The Blind Side where it's not a football player, it's a table tennis player?
Well, it's coming from Stephen Colbert.
I mean, this sounds like a joke. That has there's not a.
This is on heritage.org. And it's the Heritage Explains podcast, apparently. And the question that was asked was, is it a question that China is taking over Hollywood, essentially? And there's several different responses. But I thought Stephen Colbert seemed to be
Well, Stephen Colbert, there is money in whichever channel he works for now.
Why is that? Is he with China?
Yeah, the other day, Stephen Colbert, Jon Stewart was on.
Oh.
And Jon Stewart came on and said that the coronavirus came out of the Wuhan lab.
I like Jon Stewart.
I like Jon Stewart too.
Yeah.
And Stephen Colbert was so quick trying to shut him down and switch topics the whole time.
Did you see his strings, his marionette strings go?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And so that's the kind of thing though that you notice and you go, oh, that's
the thing that you notice. And I notice, and people with a discerning view on media notice. But if you've never questioned anything, then you take whatever a reliable news source says, and you go with it. Another topic.
Yeah. No, however, we could go on some tangents.
Oh man, you're on TV. You must be credible. That is still a prevailing notion among people. It is not as foreign or as antiquated as you would think it is.
No.
So,
but I think it's important that we look at where does the money trail go? Because a lot of times all roads lead to China, and that's
in their goal of global domination. I'm assuming because that's what all nefarious villains want.
I think to an extent, yes.
And they probably think they're Thanos or something.
You look if you look at the Asian countries around them, they are encroaching. There's stuff about like Hong Kong and all this, the free Hong Kong thing was a specific reference to China, like getting all up in their business.
What? Here's a question. We've had a lot of Japanese, companies in video games for a long time.
But those are Japanese companies.
Oh, okay. So you just don't like the meddling of...
If China has their own video game company and they put out their own video games, like there's one that's big. I think it's called Genshin Impact.
Oh, sure.
That's actually, it has like a lot of players. It's very big.
Oh, that's the game's name?
Yeah, Genshin Impact.
Okay, I thought it was a company.
No, I don't know which company put it out,
sure.
But it is a Chinese company. It was a Chinese produced game.
Okay.
But I don't care about that game. Like I have no problem with that game existing. I have no problem with that game being out there. Because that's their thing.
It's their thing. Seems like this small sample size seems like Japanese companies can make something that's fairly ethnically ambiguous. Whereas Chinese things have to be very Chinese.
Sure. Like have you seen the Final Fantasy VII remake?
Yeah.
Like Cloud has a Japanese voice actor and he has an English voice actor.
Yeah.
And the model is the same and the voice fits.
Yeah, sure.
No matter which voice is coming out of that character model.
And I'm not saying like, Japanese has anime and that has kind of been bastardized by the West, I guess you could say. Sure. But looking through Crunchyroll, there are some very Japanese animes out there.
Oh, sure.
But it doesn't ever feel like it's propaganda. It feels like it feels cultural.
Yes.
Versus propaganda-ish.
Yes. Well, their stuff doesn't go through the Japanese government.
Right.
They have more freedom. There is some level of censorship. I think like nudity is a thing that they can't
that's unfortunate.
Put out, but like not for content though. Like not for what they say, they
have hentai for nudity.
Right. Although if you look at it, there's always those black bars over the stuff. Have you ever noticed that?
I have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
I've never looked at hentai either. I don't know what that word means.
Just kidding. I totally have. In a past
life. What is that? What is that?
Yeah. No, but I mean, that's censorship though.
It is. I'm not. I am against censorship in general. But there are levels.
Yeah,
there are levels. Like Japan censoring nudity is one thing. Censoring what you can say is a totally different thing.
Well, sure. Not only what you can say, but also saying what you have to say.
Yes.
Which is astronomically worse.
Yes.
In a lot of ways.
Right. Like I'm sure that original Skyscraper script for The Rock, that probably didn't have.
Do you mean Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
Dwayne The Rock Johnson. That probably didn't have a Chinese line in that script.
No. I'm
sure when they were making the movie, someone from the bureau, from the censorship bureau, came out and added that in. It said The Rock has to say this.
Do we know what he said?
No,
because I think only 6 people watched Skyscraper.
I know. I saw it. It was terrible, by the way.
6 American people watched Skyscraper.
I don't recommend it.
He jumps between a building, he being Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yes. Also, he has like one leg. It's very weird.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that I was going to say, is that the movie that he breaks out of the cast? But that was Fast and the Furious.
That was Fury 7. Yeah, he just goes, "Gah!" And the cast he's like, my arm's sealed, let's go. And the next scene, he has a full, like, one of the rotating barrel, like, machine guns.
How much you want to bet there is a knockoff Chinese Halloween costume that is that character?
Oh,
is that
Shaw? You're right. Hobbs. Yeah. Shaw is
and then Kelvin.
Jason Statham.
Kelvin is the other one.
Yeah. Kelvin it's Dwayne The Rock Johnson, that's Jason Statham, and a stuffed tiger.
Yeah, that's right. No, Kelvin is the boy.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's just a cartoon drawing, a pencil drawing.
Yeah, he's just peeing on things.
Yes. Yeah, it took me a long time to realize that that's who was peeing on everything on the back of these pickup trucks.
Yeah. I was
Kelvin.
Is there a reason why?
I don't know.
How did that originate?
I don't know, but I love Kelvin and Hobbs.
Kelvin and Hobbs is awesome.
And by Hobbs, I don't mean Dwayne The Rock Johnson breaking out of a cast. That there's definitely a Chinese, Halloween costume.
Oh, it's probably got like a fake cast and everything.
Yeah.
It's probably got the whole.
Oh, yeah. And it probably separates in like 4 different.
Yeah. Wow, with the real cast breaking action.
Yeah. Except it's not. Yeah.
Sorry, it's so fucking dumb.
It's so stupid. And it'll soon trickle over here. Don't worry if it already hasn't. What else did you want to talk about today?
I was going to touch on the Bobby Kotick thing.
Okay, I don't know.
Let's get into it.
Tell me about that.
So Bobby Kotick is the CEO of Activision.
Okay, that's a chief executive officer.
Yes, and he just last week got a $158 million bonus.
Good for him.
Yeah, no, they
look at that shit-eating grin.
Oh, he's
fucking asshole.
he does look like a douche. Like just
I don't know anything about this guy. And
I know. I like. Hey, you know what?
Probably a great humanitarian.
For all we know, I don't know. But the reason his bonus was so controversial was that it came around the same time as 800 layoffs at Activision. And
800 people?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Recently?
Yeah, I think so. Initially, there were talks of him getting a $200 million bonus, and that at the same time that came out is when the 800 people got laid off. I think that was in May or March. And there was a delay to his bonus, and he got 153 million.
Yeah, but he definitely earned that, right?
I mean, so
how do you earn $200 million?
I don't know. He does. He runs a very successful business. They put out Call of Duty, and then it's the best-selling game every year on the NPD charts. He is. So they make well more. They make billions every year, and he manages that.
Okay.
He gets, and there is mismanagement in other video game companies. Like there was, I think it was the Ubisoft CEO just got like laid off because he was fucking shit up.
You can't fuck shit up. You got to be successful.
There is a value to what Bobby Kotick does.
Okay.
And it might be $200 million. I don't know. There are bean counters making that decision. But the controversy is whether like the fact that they laid off these 800 people at the same time and as he gets this bonus. And I feel like those are unrelated.
Yeah, but they're not because they're all under the same umbrella of the same company.
Yes, but it's a conglomerate company. Like they have many branches, and those 800 people, I don't want to see anyone get laid off. Let me just put that out there. Like I feel bad.
I mean, there's some shitty McDonald's employees out there.
Yes,
come on.
I'm trying to be sympathetic. Jeez.
Yeah. I mean, I don't ask for much. Just don't put goddamn pickles.
I'm sure those 800 people are probably not lazy McDonald's employees. I'm sure a lot of them were very hardworking and good at what they do. But video game development does work in cycles. They finish a game, and then all those artists and things, sometimes they become obsolete. Like they finish the game. There's no more work for that person to do. And so they get laid off. And that happens. That happens a lot in the video game industry. If you look at it, that's a cycle. And so if those 800 people had finished their work, and if they looked in then and said, well, we can't keep paying these 800 people to, we don't have other positions for them.
Sure.
Then they got laid off, and it's unfortunate, but I don't think like Bobby Kotick necessarily needs to take money out of his paycheck to keep those people employed.
I think there's two questions that follow this. I think it's what's excessive, monetarily speaking.
Sure.
And then was there something written into Bobby Kotick's contract that says you get X percentage of their profits? Because I think that's probably what it was.
Yes, it was based on percentages. That's exactly. And, it was a bonus based on the sales of X, Y.
Sure. What was his bonus last year? How long has Bobby Kotick worked for Activision?
He's worked for them. I think it's been 10 years.
So he's got other bonuses.
Yeah.
So is this the first time he's gotten one that's substantial like this?
I don't think so. I think I read
he's gotten
big bonuses before.
Yeah, big bonuses.
Yes. I don't know if they've been that big.
Yeah. I get like 20 extra.
But I think usually they didn't coincide with the layoffs. Like I think it was like a timing.
Well, and I think everyone's so hypersensitive to that. And again, I have to agree with you. I think the people that are trying to make ends meet that get laid off, that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
One of my dad's buddies just got laid off, and he was like 3 weeks away from 40 years. Fuck that.
Yeah.
That's shitty. And it was done for monetary reasons because they would have to pay him more if he was there for 40 years. 40 years.
Yeah, that is shitty.
I don't even know if I like myself to be with myself for 40 years. I'm still working on that. I'll let you know in about 10.
What field did that? It
was an engineering position.
Okay.
So
I do think the creative fields though are a different beast.
Sure. Well, it's subject to the whim of the people, I suppose, or the mob is probably a better way to put it.
Yeah.
The people that are the loudest, the 10% of the people that are the squeakiest.
Sure.
But what I'm saying, like, I don't know. I think, I almost said Kodak. What's his name?
Kotick. Bobby
Kotick.
Kotick.
Not
Kotick.
Kodak. Kodak.
No.
Nobody talks about them anymore.
There he is, though.
Yeah. He's probably somebody's grandpa.
Yeah. And somebody, his
I don't know. Maybe he's a dick, but that doesn't it has no bearing on what was written into his contract when he got hired. Maybe he's really good at taking people for a ride.
It could be,
you're going to pay me 10% of the profits of whatever we make. And that's a risk on his part, but also not really. Because like you said, they're making Call of Duty.
Right.
So, that's you're printing money at this point. Thanks, Joe Biden. And but I think $100 and some odd million is excessive.
Sure. People seem to like, if you really think about it, the difference between $100 million and like $10 million,
that's $90 million.
It's $90 million. And that's just an astronomical amount of money. Yeah. I agree. Like that is stupid money.
It is. It's fuck you money is what it is.
Yes. But I don't know that I can say that he's not worth that. I don't know. I don't know what he does for the he made his contracts, and they agreed that he was worth that.
Right. And so if he is somehow sleeping with the accountant and he's doing it nefariously,
sure. Yeah, that's a whole nother.
Let's chase him out with pitchforks.
Yeah.
But if
I think that's what happened to the Ubisoft guy, like something right along those lines. So.
Yeah. I mean, if this Kotick guy got it the way that he should, then I don't know. I'm under the impression that he did his best. I like to think that everyone's doing the best that they can for themselves. They're trying anyways.
Sure.
Some people, their moral codes lead them down different paths for that, but I think everyone's basically self-interested. Maybe that's wrong, and I think there are some altruistic people out there.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
But I think it weighs with self-interest. So I think Bobby Robert Kotick.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to call him Bobby. You know what? Fuck him.
Yeah.
You know what?
That shit-eating grin.
Yeah, look at him. That's a Bobby face if ever I've seen one.
Yeah. I wonder if he was popular in high school.
I doubt it.
Probably not.
Oh, it depends. Did he come from money?
I don't know. I don't know anything about this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's just the principle. I mean, like you said, I don't think you can relate that 800 people got laid off. I think that sucks for them. It's tough, you know.
I think that is just part of the cycle, though, with these sort of creative and like those sort of jobs, like video game designers, level designers. That's a competitive field, and like those, and they are well paid.
You say that, but the people that are proficient at it have got to have opportunities out the wazoo, because I've looked at several video game developer websites and their careers link, and there's always postings for, you know, lead video game designer or any of those careers that you look at.
Yeah, there are opportunities.
Sure. Those careers that you look at, that like when your 14-year-old nephew tells you, I'm going to be a video game designer, and you're like, no, you're not, kid. That's kind of
but I think like
they're always out there.
Yeah, I think there's opportunities. I think those people, hopefully will land on their feet. Because anytime a video game, like they finish a video game, a whole nother video game is getting started somewhere else. As soon as Activision finishes making one game, Ubisoft is making another, and there's opportunities.
Turns out they make them.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not going to begrudge that guy.
Well, the bottom line is this: you should never take money away from somebody or some people to give to other people for nothing.
Yeah.
And to take Bobby Kotick, Robert Kotick, I assume he's a junior, his money away and give it to the people that got laid off. Maybe would it be a nice thing to do? Depending on what you mean by nice. He probably wouldn't think so. In his 17, Bentleys.
Right. I mean, and it's like, what would it be like, taking that money and trying to just find them work, or would it be a severance package? What do people want from him?
Money,
exactly. He has money. Other people don't, so they deserve his money.
And this is and that leads me into a whole other thing about being motivated by resentment, which is the worst thing you can do.
Yeah, it turns out.
And people are just you just be envious. I mean, be grateful for what you got, or be grateful for something else. But God, this whole I'm jealous because this guy's doing better than me. I don't like that.
No.
So,
all right. Well, it's been an hour. I think that is a good place to wrap that up.
Whole hour.
I know, right? This has been your weekly dose of PCP. Come back next week, and I will have more things to talk about.
You're all about the drug references.
PCP is a drug? What? All right. See you guys next week.